You might believe you're the ideal air traveler, quiet, polite, and easygoing. But could your habits be unintentionally making life harder for the flight attendants serving your flight? From innocent missteps like lingering in the galley or switching seats without asking, to more off-putting behaviors like going barefoot or ignoring safety rules, there are several common actions that flight attendants silently loathe. In this video, we're exposing 18 passenger habits that cabin crew wish more people understood and avoided. Want better in-flight service, less friction with the crew, and a smoother travel experience overall? Then pay attention, and don't forget to subscribe for weekly travel insights and etiquette tips. Let's get into it. 1. Using the lavatory during boarding. One of the most frustrating things for flight attendants. Passengers rush straight to the bathroom during the boarding process. Although it may seem harmless, this small act disrupts a highly coordinated sequence that's essential for on-time departures. Flight attendants are trying to secure overhead bins, complete passenger counts, confirm manifests, and finish safety documentation, all of which are time-sensitive tasks that can't wait. If someone locks themselves in the lavatory, it can cause a backlog in the aisle, slow down boarding, and even delay takeoff. If the aircraft misses its scheduled pushback time, it could lose its takeoff slot entirely, leading to a ripple effect of delays across connecting flights. The solution is simple and always the same. Use the restroom in the terminal before you board, not after. 2. Bringing excessive carry-on luggage. Trying to dodge baggage fees by stuffing multiple oversized bags into the cabin? It's a logistical nightmare for the crew and a stress point for fellow passengers. Flight attendants often end up playing an impromptu game of Tetris, trying to fit luggage into already crammed overhead bins, and it's not part of their job to be your personal baggage handler. This slows boarding, increases tempers in the aisle, and sometimes forces the crew to ask others to check their bags to make room for yours, an uncomfortable and unfair scenario for everyone. Just because it fits through security doesn't mean it should be on board. Be respectful of shared space and pack realistically. 3. Smelly foods and bare feet. Air circulation in an aircraft is limited, and odors tend to linger far longer than they would on the ground. So when passengers bring aboard strongly scented foods like tuna sandwiches, fast food, or spicy leftovers, the entire cabin suffers, including the crew, who can't escape the smell. Combine that with bare feet, and you've created the ultimate in-flight faux pas. Removing your shoes might feel cozy to you, but for those around you, and especially the crew, it's unhygienic and deeply unpleasant. Worse still are passengers who walk to the bathroom barefoot, stepping in who knows what. It's not only gross, it's a health hazard. Cabin floors are rarely spotless, and the lavatories are often especially dirty by the end of a long flight. Keep your shoes on and your meals neutral, please. 4. Ignoring the safety demonstration. You may think you've seen it all before, but tuning out during the safety demo isn't just disrespectful, it's dangerous. Flight attendants aren't just going through the motions, they're providing essential instructions that could save your life or the lives of others around you. In an emergency, every second matters, and knowing how to locate the nearest exit or properly use a life vest could make a life or death difference. Treating the demo like background noise or a commercial break sends the message that you don't value the crew's expertise or your own safety. Paying attention for just 2 minutes can earn you a silent nod of approval from the crew and might help you react faster in a crisis. 5. Switching seats without asking. Spot an empty row and decide to relocate. You need to ask first and wait for approval. Unauthorized seat swapping, especially before takeoff, interferes with safety and operational protocols. Flight attendants rely on seat assignments for accurate head counts, manifest verification, and even cabin balancing, particularly on international flights and aircraft with strict weight distribution guidelines. Untracked movements can cause delays, miscounts, and frustrating confusion. You might think you're helping yourself, but you're unintentionally creating more work. Always wait until the crew gives the green light, then move if permitted. It's not just about manners, it's about maintaining safety and order. 6. Asking for things. During boarding is not the time to request a blanket, drink, or seat change. Flight attendants are laser focused on getting everyone seated, overhead bins closed, and paperwork finalized for a timely departure. When a passenger stops them to ask for something non-essential like a cup of water or a pair of headphones, it interrupts the flow and adds stress to an already time-sensitive process. These requests might seem minor, but they accumulate fast. Multiply that by a few people per flight, and suddenly the crew is behind on critical safety tasks. Unless it's urgent, wait until the plane is in the air and the service begins. That way, everyone, including the crew, can breathe a little easier. 7. Pressing the call button repeatedly. The call button is there for assistance, not attention-seeking. Pressing it multiple times in a short span, or using it to make non-urgent requests, like asking for a second drink when the cart is still 2 rows away, can be incredibly frustrating for the crew. Flight attendants may be tending to another passenger, or involved in safety protocols, and constant interruptions slow everyone down. In some cases, it can even cause unnecessary worry if it's assumed to be an emergency. A single press is more than enough, and if it's not an emergency, please be patient. Overusing the button signals entitlement, not need. 8. Blocking the galley or aisle. Stretching your legs is important, especially on long flights, but the galley and aisles are not your personal lounge. When passengers congregate near the exits or in the galley, it prevents flight attendants from accessing equipment, serving passengers, and performing their duties safely and efficiently. It's not just annoying, it can be a violation of FAA or international flight regulations. If you must move, limit your time standing and avoid areas clearly used by the crew. If you're waiting for the lavatory, stand to the side and keep the path clear. Being mindful of space helps keep everything running smoothly. 9. Getting too chatty. With the crew, friendly conversation is great up to a point. Most flight attendants enjoy brief, pleasant exchanges with passengers, especially those who are polite and respectful. But when someone tries to monopolize their time, follows them into the galley, or continues talking when they're clearly working, it becomes a problem. Remember, the crew has a tight schedule and dozens of passengers to care for. They aren't being rude if they cut the conversation short, they're just doing their job. A kind greeting and a smile go a long way. Just read the room and their body language. 10. Getting drunk or bringing your own alcohol. It might be tempting to sneak a few extra sips from a duty-free bottle or have a cocktail before boarding, but excessive alcohol consumption is one of the fastest ways to earn a flight attendant's dislike and even get kicked off a flight. Cabin crews are trained to monitor passengers for signs of intoxication because safety is at stake. Drunk passengers can be unpredictable, disruptive, or even violent. Worse, cabin pressure increases alcohol's effects, making it harder to control your behavior. And no, you're not allowed to drink your own alcohol on board, even if you bought it at the airport. Only crew-served drinks are permitted. Moderation and respect go hand in hand. 11. Complaining about delays to the crew. Your flight's delayed, we get it, and yes, it's frustrating. But venting your anger at the flight attendants won't help. They didn't cause the mechanical issue, the weather delay, or the air traffic backup. Most of the time, they're just as in the dark as you are and are waiting for information from ground control. Worse, they often can't say much due to airline policies. What they can do is help keep you calm, comfortable, and safe. So before you raise your voice or roll your eyes, remember they're not the enemy. Show grace in tough moments, and you'll likely be treated with extra care. 12. Ignoring seatbelt signs. When the seatbelt sign is on, it means stay seated even if the ride feels smooth. Ignoring this rule can not only put you in danger, but can also land the crew in trouble with airline management if an incident occurs. Turbulence can be sudden and severe, and injuries from not wearing a seatbelt are one of the most common in-flight accidents. Flight attendants have even been injured while trying to warn or assist passengers who disobey this sign. It's not about controlling you, it's about keeping everyone safe, including the person next to you. Fasten up when told, and don't get up unless absolutely necessary. 13. Rushing to get off the plane. The moment the plane lands, some passengers jump up and grab their bags as if they're in a race. But here's the thing. No one's getting off until the doors are open and the rows ahead have cleared. Pushing forward, crowding the aisle, or trying to squeeze past others only creates chaos. It can also delay deplaning if the crew has to intervene. The better approach: stay seated until it's your row's turn, keep your carry-on ready, and be mindful of those around you. A calm and respectful exit helps everyone get off faster and safer. 14. Asking for extra everything without courtesy. Flight attendants are happy to accommodate reasonable requests, whether it's a second drink, a different snack, or a blanket, but the way you ask matters. When passengers demand extras without so much as a please or thank you, it quickly wears thin. Some even treat the service like an all-you-can-eat buffet, asking for multiple items with no regard for the limited supply meant for everyone. Courtesy and gratitude go a long way. When you ask politely and acknowledge their effort, flight attendants are often more than willing to go the extra mile for you. 15. Changing diapers at the seat or tray table. This one is a major no-no. Changing your baby's diaper on the seat, tray table, or armrest isn't just inconsiderate, it's unsanitary. Those surfaces are used for eating and sitting, and other passengers shouldn't have to deal with unpleasant smells or the risk of contamination. Every aircraft is equipped with a changing table in at least one of the lavatories. It may be cramped, but it's the proper place for diaper changes. Ignoring this can offend nearby travellers and make extra work for the crew. Do the right thing and head to the restroom when nature calls. 16. Filming or taking photos of crew without permission. In today's social media age, people love to record everything, even mid-flight. But snapping pictures or recording video of flight attendants or other passengers without consent is a serious breach of privacy. In some cases, it's even against airline policy. Crews are there to serve, not to be filmed, judged, or potentially ridiculed online. If something truly concerning happens, report it the right way to the airline or authorities. Otherwise, be respectful with your camera. Focus on your travel experience, not making others feel uncomfortable or exposed. 17th, letting kids run wild. Flight attendants understand that flying with children isn't easy, and they're often willing to lend a hand. But when parents ignore their kids' behavior entirely, letting them run in the aisles, kick seats, or scream without attempting to intervene, it becomes a huge issue. It's disruptive for everyone, dangerous in turbulence, and can create unnecessary conflict with nearby passengers. You don't have to be perfect, just present. Keep your kids close, bring snacks and activities to keep them occupied, and don't hesitate to ask for help. Crews respect parents who are trying, not those who check out. 18. Taking shoes off and worse. Long flights tempt many to kick off their shoes, which is fine within reason. But walking around barefoot, especially into the lavatory, or propping smelly feet up on the bulkhead or someone else's armrest. That's where flight attendants draw the line. Airplanes are not your living room, and some things are best kept to yourself. Keep your socks on, or wear slippers if you want to be comfortable. And if you must remove your shoes, be mindful of hygiene and others' noses. Cleanliness and respect go a long way toward a peaceful flight for everyone on board. So, how many of these have you been guilty of? Don't stress, most travellers don't realise what goes on behind the scenes. But now that you do, you can fly with more awareness and respect, and maybe even become one of those rare passengers that flight attendants secretly love. If you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with your favourite travel buddy. See you in the next one.